Before proceeding with the creation of the catalog, let's analyze the rule structure and let's make some examples using the rules. In this first part, we will describe only in theory how the rules system works. Therefore, let's proceed. Previously, we have seen how the articoli, modelli, art neutri links are the basis to link a sales article to a rule. The most important thing is that through the model, we link a great number of sales articles to the same neutral. At this point, for n neutral articles, we link a number even more limited of rules. That is, the rules represent a description even more energetic of neutrals and for the very same articles. The rules are divided in two parts. The definition. It's possible to have only one group of definitions for each rule. In the definitions group, we find a variant or variables list, which are divided in various systems. It's necessary that to have indicated the model variant, that is normally inherited from the article and from the link, but must be indicated to be part of the language rule. There may be variants or variance groups or several types of structures, or the users define variants or genetic type variants. All of this forms the set of questions and answers tied to the rule. The rule contains one or more evaluation groups. The most important in our case is the graphic group. It's the basic group on which we create the article's graphic, but actually all that is linked to the management of the article itself for the upcoming phases. Through the rules language, the graphic group creates scripts that communicate with some macros. The macros are part of the script language. They are functions. Let's name them as we wish, but they are substantially rules. The graphic rule at the end must make a list or bill of materials of the typology kind. Here we see it better. Every rule generates at the end a graphic typology list that has inside various parameters. Every single typology will use some scripts. A script exists for the graphic. The graphic may be implicit in the typology. We'll see it in detail. May be designed as a XP file linked to the typology, or even to more than one. It may be generated with some genetic files, even if this management is obsolete. The result of this is to create three-dimensional graphic for every element. A second script exists linked to the typology that is required to create the bill of materials and the prices. It's about two distinct scripts that may be maintained for each typology. A third kind of script exists that we call, for sake of ease, job, that allows the interface with the machine tools, but it's not limited only to this. Two different typologies near to each other may trigger a script that permits to modify their behavior or to trigger other things in addition to other processes. Let's look over everything better as a whole. The configurator creates orders and quotations. Every order is a collection of boxes arranged in space. And every box corresponds to a rule, which translated means that when a sales article is recalled, it's associated to a rule and the rule defines the box or an occupation. Every rule creates a typology set. Each typology is processed by different scripts to generate graphic, to create bills of materials, to create job. A possibility exists to manage some processing concerning the entire order. We call them, for simplicity, final processing. They may be automatic. For example, the management of the tops, which unites together different typologies, using manual or 3D Boolean processing that transmits links in the same space that may determine several functions of the program. A typology that recognizes another nearby typology can trigger a script to change its behavior. This pattern better shows the situation concerning the graphic typologies. The rules create the graphic typologies. The orders chat with graphic typologies. The boxes are actually made from graphic typologies. The connection among several graphic typologies transmits the job, create or modify the situation of these graphic typologies. The graphic typologies create the graphic through the script. They create the price and the bill of materials. Therefore, the graphic typologies are the real heart of 3CAD and are the object's best representation that are found inside 3CAD. Actually, every 3CAD order is represented by a two-level tree made by boxes, of which we have briefly mentioned are the articles. And every box is made by a set of graphic typologies. The graphic typologies links the sales information to the production information through these scripts that we will verify in practice are genetic for each element. Therefore, there are some limits in the typologies creation and often misunderstandings are made. It is not good to create a high number of typologies since the typology represents an object that must be the most genetic as possible. It's ideal for the catalog to use less than 50 typologies. This is because the relationship between the typologies is a logic relationship instead of a practical one. An error that is often committed in the construction of the catalog is to exceed with the typologies number used. The typologies may also have some sub-typologies. The sub-typologies specialize a typology for determined things, which means that once it's compiled, we lose the information of the sub-typology and we carry over the information on the typology itself. But the detail of the operation or specialization remains. Here is why it's required during the catalog's creation to be precise and have this point clearly set in mind. Many excessively complex catalogs have been made in the past only because the typology logic wasn't understood before starting the job.